choosing the right theme can make or break your online store, especially if you're just starting out. In this video, I'll reveal to you 4 standout themes on the official theme store, all priced under $200 that can dramatically elevate your store beyond what I think the basic Dawn theme can actually give you. Sure, Dawn is good, but I think we have just a little bit extra juice on these themes. So let's dive in. Now, in the past year, we've helped over 250 clothing brands boost their success, adding more than 10 million in extra revenue. We've achieved this through top-notch website optimization, smart ad strategies, and powerful email marketing. If you're new here, I'm Christian Binion. My business partner, Aaron Pearson, and I release 2 new videos every single week. Aaron deep dives into marketing strategies while I focus on mastering Shopify and perfecting your brand's design. Now, I do want to start with maybe a couple of rules here, right? Some of the things that I was basing off my decision for some of these themes I'm going to share, some of them being the fact that these themes are being updated regularly. So I make sure to check and see when was the last time they were updated. They were actually updated within the last month or the previous month. So within May and June, we're recording July 1st. So between May and June, all these themes have been updated. So that means that the theme developers are still working towards making these themes better. So it's something that you want to pay attention to when you're choosing a theme, is to make sure that the developers are still working, still giving you updates and upgrading the store itself, right? I saw a couple of themes that at a very glance, very quickly, you can tell they haven't been updated since 2023. So that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind. And if you're curious on where exactly to check for that, you can just see at the very top here, it says version 6.1.1, June 21st, 2024, or you can scroll down over here, go to the support and documentation and see the release notes. You can see like June, April, March, almost every single month they've upgraded the theme's version in order to make it better. All right, so first up we have Frame. Frame is still a very minimalistic theme. So if you're coming from Dawn, Frame is probably gonna be, out of the 4 that I'm showing you today, it's gonna be the most sort of minimalistic in terms of some of the things that you can do, but it still does a good job of showcasing certain sections, if you will. So first off, we have Frame. Frame is gonna cost you $140. So let's do that. This is actually made by Archer Commerce. Archer Commerce, this is something that, I mean, is really up to you in terms of if you care about this or not, but I always like to shout out just the theme developers, because obviously they work very hard to make these themes. And by the way, none of these themes are necessarily, we're not getting paid for by any of these themes, but I do want to also mention that a lot of times people care about whether the developers are in the US or not in the US. So a lot of you are within the US. So if you care about the developers being within the US, then that's something to consider as well. So Archer Commerce is a developer that is in the US. Yeah, if we're on the actual theme store and you scroll down again to that tab of support and documentation, you'll see the About in here. And you'll see their address right here, so we'll say US. Obviously, not always is gonna, like, sometimes they have offices in the US, but maybe they use, people from all over the world, which again, nothing necessarily bad about that. Some merchants do care about making sure that their support comes from US people. So if that's something that you care about, then you can always check that under support and documentation. So Frame, let me just show you the preview of this theme in order for you to kind of get the vibe for Frame and how you can tell like it's very similar to what Dawn sort of offers. So again, $140. You can see like it has subtle animations, which is good. It has this section right here, which is very, very unique to this theme. I haven't really seen a section like this anywhere else, but it just looks very nice. It's almost like a what we talk about a lot, a trust badge type section, but it's done very, very differently, which I actually enjoy. They have another just trust badge section down here at the bottom, more traditional in the sense where it has the icon, the headline, the text, right bulletin within there. See, again, subtle animations. Have TikTok videos embedded in here, which is nice. Parallax effect in the background. You still have some highlighted reviews as a slider. Again, it just looks very clean. Like I said, it's still a very sort of minimalistic theme. So if you're coming from Dawn to this, I think you're gonna enjoy the fact that it is minimalistic, but at the same time, you're getting sort of these subtle animations and the subtle things in the way. Now, something that we've installed a theme trial. This is something that I recommend everyone to do every single time. We have our theme trial in here. Something that I always like to do is just see how many sections are available within this theme. So I just go here within the homepage, I will scroll down and then I would click on add section. Sometimes you have to click on show more here at the bottom, but it looks like they have 22 sections available. So let's do sections over here and then let's do 22. Let's add some lines here. So we have 22 sections available. Now, the number itself doesn't necessarily matter that much. What it matters is that it makes sure that it has the right sections that you need. A lot of times, some of the things that I'm struggling with when it comes to sections is having a multi-column section. Obviously, we already checked and they do have a multi-column section. The reason for that is so that we can use it for like a trust badge type section. Now, something that I like to also look into for some of these themes and something that I want you to be conscious about is, does it have the ability to do a mobile version of the hero image? So we always recommend having some kind of hero banner. As you can see here, they have a hero media, so it's like a video playing in the background, but they do have a hero image section, right? Which has the ability to do an image. But as you can see here, at a glance, we only have the option to do a single image and nothing really for mobile right here. So I want to double check all my settings here. And yeah, it doesn't look like they offer the ability to do mobile hero images, which to me, I believe is important because you have to give the customer a different view, especially when it comes to these big images that show up on desktop. So let's do M hero, and we're gonna put an X there so it doesn't include that. Now, something else that I like to look into for some of these themes are going to be on your footer group, right? So Shopify has created these groups for the header, for your actual page, and then the bottom right here. So within the footer group, I also like to click on add section just to see what's available. So at a glance, it looks like we can technically only add 3 different sections here. So I'm going to put here footer, and I guess footer flexibility, right? Because sometimes you want to include certain sections throughout your whole website, and this really doesn't give you a whole lot of options here. So footer sections, we have 3 only. So let's do F section, let's do 3. And lastly, something that I think a lot of people complain about within Dawn is the inability to do color swatches, which technically this has been fixed now with the new update, but I do want to check just to see how they handle color swatches. And not just color swatches, but also the color settings here in the back end. As you can see, all the colors, they're not using the new color swatches feature here. We have our, what we consider color swatches, right? Which is the colors showcased on the product page and the collection page. So they do offer swatches. So let's do that. Okay, I think that's good for now. So frame, there you have it. It's again, still minimalistic, but still gives you a few more extra features than what Dawn can get you for 140 bucks. Not bad. Now, next up we have Abode. This is another $140 theme. So let's put it up here. This one is made by Moop, also a US-based actual developers. I didn't plan it this way, but great theme. I think the overall sense of it, like it does have a dark background here on the actual preview. So we're kind of scrolling through the preview here, which I typically say to shy away from using predominantly black backgrounds in your Shopify stores. They tend to convert a little bit worse than your traditional white background or predominantly, clearer backgrounds here on Shopify. So just something to make sure that you understand and you know, because their preview is all black, but it's definitely something that you can switch in the back end very, very easily. As you can see, it still has some subtle animations and some things that I think Dawn maybe lacks a little bit. We have our trust badge section here at the bottom, so I think that's great. The other thing here, we have these, again, just animations on squares kind of converting into circles. We have the scrolling text here towards the bottom. They also have these color gradients, if you will, blurred out color gradients on some of these sections, with, again, it just adds a little bit more to the theme. And that's what we really want to emphasize here, is that Dawn is sort of, very limiting, right? In making your store actually look very different from someone else, versus some of these paid themes give you this flexibility to truly make your brand shine a little bit more. With all that being said, let's go ahead and see the sections that we have here within the back end. If we scroll, let's go back to our homepage here and let's scroll down to the bottom. Let's do add section. Okay, so 31. So we have 31 sections available, which is pretty nice. In terms of some of the things that I truly like to see, this recently viewed product is something that I like to see. They also have sticky products, so for like the floating buttons, trending collections, trending products. So you can kind of get a sense for some of the things they offer. I don't think they have anything like ultra unique here in the back end, just like we saw with Frame, but the fact that they have 31 different sections gives you a little bit more flexibility than what Frame can actually get you. Okay, let's check on the mobile hero. So if we scroll all the way to the top here we have our slideshow banner, which we don't recommend doing banners. We recommend doing a static image, but we can still use this section as just a single banner image. So if you click here, you'll see that we have a regular image for desktop, and then we have an image for mobile just right underneath. So I think it passes this test here for mobile hero. which is amazing. Now let's check out on some of those footer sections here at the bottom. So if we go to our footer, we already have actually a couple of things here. We have a promo pop-up, we have a scroll to top button here on the corner, a mobile sticky bar. That all looks pretty awesome. Amount of sections, only one. And it's a custom liquid, which at least, you know, they're giving us the option to do some custom stuff, but yeah, not very good there. Now, color swatches. Let's go and check some of those color swatches, or the ability for you to change colors. So again, they're still not using the newer color swatch feature. And I know I'm using color swatch for the same thing, but if you go to colors and you expand on this, there should be actual themes of different colors that you can incorporate, versus this, which could be a little bit more limiting, but they still give you all the options for all the colors within your store. Now, it does look like we do have color swatches available here in the back end, which is great. And as you can see, like, just looking at the theme settings, that's something that we also want to look into, is like, see all the additional options that we have here compared to frame. Obviously, this theme is a little bit more robust in terms of what things you can do in the back end. So color swatches, looks like we are good there too. Hey, if you're enjoying this content so far, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. All right, next up we have Unicorn. Unicorn increases the pricing just $10. So let's do Unicorn. Pricing, it's actually $150. Again, I promised you it's gonna be under $200. So at $150, you actually get a truly unique theme here. So this is the actual preview. As you can see, this looks a little bit different than anything else that we've looked at today. The logo for this brand is right here, slapped in the center of this page. And you have these mega menu icons here towards the very top. It makes it very user-friendly and very easy to scan, right, some of these products. So I actually love this a lot. The really cool thing about it too is as you scroll, you'll see the logo kind of get to the place where it actually belongs, the very top towards the navigation. So again, this theme to me is just very unique, right? It has a lot of new features. It looks a little bit different, right, in terms of big banner, that mega menu. So I give you all these options, right? But at the end of the day, you truly have to go in here and look at it for yourself and see how this can actually, how can your brand, you know, fit within these sections. And that's usually, you know, what I like to do whenever working on a VIP day and I'm looking for something, you know, I have to understand what the brand stands for. I have to understand their products. I have to understand what they offer in order to kind of visually see that brand within something like this. So again, big logo here towards the bottom just makes it look really, really cool. At a glance, something very different, right, than what we have seen before so far. So let's get into some of the things in here. By the way, this one is made by MPI Themes, if you're curious about that. In terms of the flexibility, right, we want to see what types of, or how many sections can we play around with when it comes to this theme. And if we scroll here down the bottom, we'll see we have about 27. Do 27. In terms of anything unique or maybe a little bit, you know, different from some of the other ones, I think we have this collage of images, which actually gives you a few other options where you can add some icons, make it look really, really nice. In terms of recently viewed products, which is a section that I actually recommend a lot, it doesn't have that, unfortunately. And then in terms of the footer, this actually gives us pretty much everything. If we can add any type of section, we have 26. So 26 different sections within the footer group, which again adds a little bit more flexibility. So we have the footer group in here. We kind of skipped one, but this one has 26 different versions of things that we can do within the footer, which again, it just expands the flexibility. It's not a, you know, a super bad thing or super good thing, but again, just we're trying to see how flexible some of these themes are. Now let's go and check the actual mobile hero image. So we have our text with image overlay. It looks like at a glance, it doesn't have the option, but then you see this additional block in here. It says mobile settings. So this actually does. Yeah, it gives us the option to do a few different things for mobile, which is great. So let's go ahead and give them a green check mark here. And then in terms of color swatches, let's check out some of the color swatch options and some of the settings here in the back end. We look at colors, you know, still using some of the old ones, so that's fine. Okay, yeah, so we have the option to do color swatches right within here, which is great. Not a whole lot of different settings here within the back end, but color swatches, which I think is pretty important. That was the most terrible check mark, but it's check mark, so it's green. So there you have it. Now we have Unicorn here. $10 more expensive. I think it gives us a little bit more flexibility, which I think it's good. The only thing is, like, it's very, very unique, right, in some of the sections and some of the things that we see in here. Can you change that, you know, big logo? Maybe. You know, you may not need to have it maybe towards the bottom here, towards the footer. As you can see, the preview doesn't really show that bottom logo, but towards the top, let's do header. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we can technically change that. Here we have the option for the mega menu. We have some additional options for the card cart, which again, having this extra flexibility is nice. We can also add some sections to the cart, which I think we've added all the sections that we can. But yeah, the fact that they have the mini cart in here included within some sections is also pretty good. Now, lastly, we have Brava. Brava is probably the most expensive one here at $190. So we do here, we do Brava. Now, just because the theme is more expensive doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best, right? Or maybe, you know, just because the theme is more expensive doesn't necessarily mean that it's a better theme overall. So that's why I'm trying to break down some things, some important things that I think you should be on the lookout for. But again, at the end of the day, there's still hundreds of different things that we could put down in here in order to compare some of these themes. But in terms of Brava, this is kind of how it looks. It has some rounded corners, it has some subtle animations here. Still somewhat of a minimalistic theme. It does have this compare between products, that before and after, which is something unique that we haven't seen so far. They do have color swatches in here. They have the ticker with the text. You can toggle between dark mode or light mode here within the theme overall, which is cool, kind of gimmicky, doesn't really add too much, but regardless, still kind of cool. So this is kind of how Brava looks in here. We put the pricing. Let's look at the sections. So we've added this to our back end. So let's go up in here, add section. We have 29 different sections that we can include on this one. So it's a good middle ground, right, between Abode and Unicorn in terms of the things that we have in there. And then Mobile Hero doesn't look like they have a mobile hero option. So as we can see here, we have our slideshow, we have our slide. We only have the option to do one image. We can do a video, which is kind of cool. And I do want to just double check to see. So they do have this other option for banner with text. And this one, yeah, still doesn't have the mobile option. So again, a little bit limiting in some of the things that you can do here. So no mobile optimization. Now, I will say this is something that Shopify is working on currently, which all these themes will have to essentially upgrade their version in order to support this new feature. But this is something that we'll be talking about in another video because of a very, very exciting feature that allows you to truly make a lot of different sections truly unique for mobile. So you'll be able to have a sort of two different experiences for desktop versus mobile, which I'm very excited about. So this mobile hero will probably change, I would say, within the next 6 months to a year from the recording of this video. But right now, this still, I think, applies, and it's something that is very, very important. Now, let's check out the footer sections and some of the things that we can do here towards the footer. If we add a section here within the footer group, yeah, we have, I think, all of them available. Yeah, all 29 sections available for us to add within the footer. The good thing about doing a footer section is that if you put it here in the footer, it's the same throughout the whole website. So if you're doing a multi-column section with your trust badges, this is something that you can only add once in your footer, and it goes on every single page, which just cuts down time on designing a store like this. Now let's check how they're doing their colors and their color swatches. Very, very limiting. Probably the most limiting that I've seen so far in terms of theme settings here. Colors, it looks like, yeah, they're using old school colors. Very, very limiting. And then within product cards, this is where we actually have our color swatches, so we can enable our color swatches and add some of the custom ones right within here. So they have the right settings, right? It's just very limiting on some of the things that you can do here. But I will say green check mark there for swatches. Again, I don't like to rank themes and tell you like this one's better than this one or this one's better than that one, because at the end of the day, you still have to install those theme trials and check it out for yourself. You know, see the sections that are available, see the pricing, right? I think the pricing also matters. We've never done really a video on breaking down some of the lower, more affordable themes that we have available for us. So I did want to mention some of these. Obviously, there's still, I don't know, probably another 10 more within this price range that we haven't really looked into. But to me, these were the ones that stood out a little bit. And I wanted to give you like a good, better, best with some of these. And again, just trying to stick around under that $200 mark. Now, if you're looking for, you know, maybe price is not an issue for you and you're really looking for something very unique. I try to give you some unique options here, but you're truly looking for something that you've never seen before, then you need to watch this video next that goes over some of the very unique and at the same time flexible themes on the theme store.